Today's intermediate move is the reverse grab. This one I like to teach from a chair spin. So just to review what the chair spin is, remember you're going to swing your outside leg, push away with the outside hand, and just bring your knees up into your chair position. Okay? Now, once you've reminded yourself how that spin looks, we're going to try that spin with only one arm. So you're going to release your outside hand, and you're going to swing as if you had two hands on the pole, and let yourself go. Now you're going to notice that your body wants to pull away from the pole, and that's exactly the feeling you want. So just let yourself go. Feel that pull, and like your hips want to come in front of the pole. That's exactly what you want. So once you get that feeling, now we're going to try riding that out. This time your left hand or your outside hand is going to just hang next to your body. When you come around, you're going to allow your body to swing to the front of the pole, and then your hand is just going to come to the pole as you come around the side. Now, what you want to avoid doing is try really hard not to look for the pole with your hand. That's usually when you can't find it. So let your arm just hang there. Let your hips swing to the front. Let your arm come around and just tip slightly so that when you land on the hip that's closest to the pole and your feet are out to the side. So instead of landing on your feet, okay, which is what happens sometimes when people are just learning the spin, you want to land on your hip. Now another common problem that some people have when they're learning the spin is it's a little scary to do the spin one-handed and tend to tuck back, and then in that case your hips aren't coming to the front of the pole, so you're not going to be able to do the reverse grab, because the whole idea of the reverse grab is so that your hips come to the front so that your back is the pole now. So what you can do here, if you're having some trouble with this, is start your spin with your hand on the pole, but as soon as you feel your momentum going, you got to let go and let your hips ride it out. So what you would do here is start your spin, let go, and then bring your hands behind you to the pole. Now if you're still having some trouble with this and you're still a little nervous, keep trying your one-handed chair and just land it until you feel comfortable. This spin does put a lot of stress on your shoulders, so you might find that on your non-dominant side, you got to be really careful. And the reason I do this spin from a chair is because I don't want you guys swinging out too far from the pole to start off. You've really got to condition your shoulders to allow you to really get the big swing as you progress with it. So you might find that on your dominant side, you can start to kick out a little bit more, a little sooner, but be very careful on your non-dominant side so you don't injure your shoulder. So for me, that's my left, and you just want to make sure that you start in baby steps. Now, if you do become comfortable with just that part here, you can start to do your spin a little bigger. And what you want to do is lead the spin with your hips. You're trying to create a circle with your hips around the pole, and that is what's actually creating the movement for you. So when I swing out a little further, I'm going to throw my hips out and away, and then my legs are just going to follow. So I'm going to swing out, and then I use my legs to follow through with the spin. The reason I'm using my hips to throw the spin is because I need my hips to come to the front of the pole. For a lot of spins, it doesn't matter, so you can just swing your leg. But for any spirals or reverse spins, you really have to use the hips to lead the spin. If you don't, what tends to happen is people kick out straight and then they come right back into the pole. So if you're finding that you're going into the spin and you're just coming in and you're hitting your back, likely what is happening is you're not using the hips, okay? So really try and think of the hips creating the spin. So I'm going to come out again, my outside hip is going to lead the way outwards, and then I rotate it around and it ends up looking like this. And that's your reverse grab.